Hello, my name is Fanny. I live in the south of France, in Toulouse to be precise. I've been living with severe eczema and also asthma and allergic conjunctivitis and rhinitis. I was diagnosed before I was 1 year old. Before being my journey, eczema was for sure my parents' journey. I was their first baby and they had to go through an amount of guilt that is awful and they struggled a lot to find information. I was born in the 80s and there were not a lot of knowledge around eczema and asthma at this point. So I was quite early on. I was prescribed topical steroids that try to jugulate with the condition, but it didn't work on long terms. I was going through a lot of super infections, and also I was hospitalized for asthma. I had so much allergies that it felt like I should live in a bubble, but of course I could not. So it was really difficult for my parents, even like to try to minimize the symptoms. It was really difficult. We had not a lot of choice regarding emollients at that time. So, well, it was quite difficult. We were receiving a lot of contradictive advices. So it was hard to find the way. Despite everything, I was quite a joyful little girl. I was having friends and doing my best at school. Growing up at high school, it was very difficult. I went through bullying a lot because eczema is a visible condition and it was quite difficult to struggle with this as a teenager. And regarding the treatments, I tried a lot when I was a teenager, but everything was failing and step by step I was losing faith with the doctor, with the way they could help me. So when I was a young adult, at 20 years old, I was feeling like medicine could not do anything for me. So I didn't want to go to the doctor anymore. I didn't want to receive any treatment. I felt like nobody understood and like nothing could help. So I went through a long therapeutic ones, and it lasted through many adult years until I was pregnant with my first son. I was still struggling with eczema. Just before my pregnancy, I was experimenting some immunodepressant treatments that gave me a relief for a few weeks, and then eczema come back like stronger. So I also had a lot of trouble with my eyes. I had kerato. I don't know the word in English, sorry. In French it's keratoconjonctivite vernal. So it means my eczema around the eyes was crazy. So I struggled a lot even through my adult years, and it took until I was 35 years old to meet a dermatologist that finally put me through a therapeutic education program, where suddenly I was explained in details how my condition is working, what my skin needs, at what point I should put emollients, the right amount of topical steroids I should use, in what timing and everything. And suddenly, like, it was like a puzzle, and suddenly I was having the right pieces of the puzzle and I can finally understand what is going on. And suddenly everything went fine. Through therapeutic education I understood a lot, and this plus all the alternative solution I tried to find to regulate my emotion, my stress, my environment, the way I eat and everything. And suddenly everything went into places, and suddenly my skin was better. It was a long, difficult journey for sure, but therapeutic education changed everything. If I had a magic wand, for sure I will try to put therapeutic education on my path very, very much early on. I wish I could have learned everything I know now when I was young, so I wouldn't have struggled so much. I wouldn't have tried so much treatment that were not adapted, so I would have learned better how my condition works and how the treatment can help. And also I would have understood earlier that I have also my part to play regarding my health. For sure, emotions are a big part, like mental health, and also the quality of the life you're living on a daily basis. Everything is helping regarding health, and especially eczema and asthma. So if I had magic wands, I would like me to understand early on what is going on. And I hope that doctors can help change that we can have access to reliable information early. To me, the need for change is first to raise awareness around the fact that eczema is not just a dry skin. Eczema is so much more impactful on the people experimenting it. It has impacts on their everyday life, on their personal journey, on their scholar journey, on their professional and relationship journey. It can be really devastating. So it has to be taken seriously because it affects a lot of children, and so it has to be taken care of very early on. And we need to educate patients for sure. They need to understand their condition, what they can do to play their parts in their care journey. Education is well needed, so we have to support therapeutic education. We have to involve patient advocate. We have to make it a priority because it's affecting a lot of people. And it's not because you're not dying from it that it's not serious. It is serious. It destroys life. So for sure, it takes a lot to raise awareness and education, but we need it. My name is Fanny. I advocate for all impacted by eczema.